Okay, so today we're going to be throwing a small plate. We're going to start with 2 3/4 pounds of wedged clay. I have my sponge, a credit card that was cut to make a foot, my red rib, just a credit card if you don't have a rib to smooth out. I really recommend the wooden tool that has that shape. Little there, I would say it looks like a little sailboat, and your wooden knife tool. So let's get started. Alright, you want to start with your bat really dry. We're gonna place our ball of clay in the center and attach it to the bat till it looks like a melted Hershey Kiss, and then we're going to make sure we seal it to the bat. No gaps between our piece of clay and the bat. So full speed ahead. My arms are locked into my body. My arms are lifting up. I'm going to get to the top and stop and hold and release off slow. I'm going to push in at 7 o'clock for all my righties out there. Lefties, you're going to be pushing in the opposite, so more at 5. So I'm going to push in at 7, down at 6. When I get to the top, I'm going to hold. So if you start to get a little indentation that starts to curl in, what's happening is your clay is flat. If you lift up, you're only lifting up the clay on the surface on the outside, so it's going to squish in like a little volcano. So make sure that when you cone up, you have a dome, so when you bring up, that dome doesn't collapse in on itself. Hold and release. So we're going to take our sailboat wooden rib and we're going to clean up this little skirt on the side. So I'm just going to push in. So normally we push our fingers straight down to make a bowl or to make a cylinder, but this time we're really wanting that clay to be low and flat. So I'm going to make a fist, and with my pinky knuckle I'm going to push down, and instead of using my finger to push down, my pinky knuckle is pushing straight down. And I'm going to lock and stop and remove. So I want to compress that. I want a flat bottom right there. Get all that water away. We're going to take our needle tool, push straight down, slide our finger down and pull out. We want at least a half inch to an inch when we're making a plate. We will carve a lot of that away at the end, but if our plate is too thin to begin with, it's going to be super floppy. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, and my arm is in this direction and I'm pulling straight out. So my hip, I'm pulling directly towards my hip. Slowly, and I'm going to pull out. So it's moving faster than I'm moving. like it's a little sticky. You can keep your sponge in your hand and release the water as you move. And then we're going to take our sponge and compress that edge. We're going to move back in. So we've just spread those clay particles out this way, right? So we want to squish them back together. So I'm going to push back in. I'm going to use my rib and do the same thing. So now we have a good 1/2 inch thick slab that's completely circular. And now we're going to take our wooden knife with that angle pointing away at 3. I'm going to slowly pivot and turn it inward. So we're right here. I'm going to slowly turn in. Compress that edge and lift up. Now I can do a little bit of a pull and pull outward. Now it's personal choice how you address where that rim of the plate and the floor of the plate meet. Personally, I like to have a little bit of a line. It gives me a border for either image details or carving. So now I'm going to take my cut wire. I like to use the Mud Girl or the Dirty Girl cut wire. It's a little bit thinner and I have a little bit more control. Do that twice. And we'll leave it on the bat to dry for now. You want to let it dry up enough that when you put it away after class that the plastic doesn't stick to the surface of your plate, which can happen. When you remove the plastic, kind of pulls your plate off center. For now, we're just going to leave it on the plate on the bat. We'll come back next week and we will flip them upside down like a little bit of a cake, and then we'll trim the bottom next week. Alrighty.